Hello and welcome to Ottawa in the Know. Coming up this hour, we're celebrating everything that makes summer so special. From fresh Ontario peaches and plums to road trips, local discoveries, community celebrations, and inspiring stories that will leave you smiling. Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay, your host, and I'm kicking things off in the kitchen. As you know, my favorite place with some of the season's tastes of summer, Ontario peaches and plums. So whether you're looking for a quick family recipe or creative ways to enjoy what's in season, I have got you covered with a couple of recipes. And thanks to Time and Again, I've got all of my pantry essentials, so I'm ready to go. I have 3 recipes because if you're going to the markets, you probably realize there's peaches, there's plums, there's nectarines, there's blueberries. If you don't get to the market and you want to know what's in season, foodlandontario.ca, of course, will show you everything that's in season. What I wanted to do, because I can't get enough peaches and plums, is how to use them, because there's so many in a basket. And maybe if you're living on your own, or maybe if you want to buy so many because you just love having them, you need to use them quickly, salsas is where we go. So I'm going to have 3 salsas, but they're going to be mixed in with a couple of recipes, because we're going to have a grilled Tex-Mex chicken with spicy peach and plum salsa. So what I'm loving is my grill. I'm actually not a big griller, but I am loving now having a new barbecue, grill lines, everything else. I'm going to put together the spice for that. So what I had was some oregano, and I've got 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of chili, and then a little bit of cinnamon. And you're just gonna give that a little shake. And of course you can double this, and if you wanna use it later in the week, you have it already set up. That's what I'm loving about putting spices together. So you're just gonna put that on with a little bit of oil on your chicken, and then have your chicken on the grill at both sides each for about 6 minutes. That's the easiest way to do your grilling. So the salsa, I have already gone ahead and I've got plums and peaches. When you are looking for your plums or your peaches, you're wanting to make sure there's not any bruising and they're a little bit nice to the touch the way you want them. Get to know how you want your peaches. Some people like them a little firm. I like mine sweet and ready to go, which is not so firm. So what I've done is I've just taken 2 plums and I've cut, 2 peaches, and I've cut them up, and I've got a tablespoon of lemon juice already in here. I've taken 2 plums, I've also cut them up, and then I've taken the other thing that's so in season in so many different varieties, plum tomatoes, and I've chopped those up. So those are the fruits, and some say tomatoes a veggie, some say it's a fruit. Got those in there, and then I'm going to add the lovely spices. Green onions, just nice diagonal. I've taken 2, but you can add 3 or as many as you'd like. I've sliced them up in here. And then what I've done is I've actually taken garlic and I've taken a jalapeno. And what I've done is I've actually just cut it so finely. And the jalapeno, of course, if you like, try to see how spicy it is. Making it spicier, obviously adding some seeds in there. So I'm just gonna mix that together. And you've got this lovely peach salsa. And just to add on top is mint, a 1/4 cup of mint. So mint is something you can find at any grocery store, but what's fun in the summer is getting a mint plant and then having it on the patio and watering it every day. It grows like a weed. And then of course use that top, give this a little shake, and you've got your spice for the week. And I'm just gonna clean that up. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. So what I've done is I've taken 1 breast of chicken and I've just butterflied it out. And you're going to add your salsa on the side. You can put it on top of a salad. You can put it on a little bit of bruschetta. There's so many different ways that you can use your salsa. One thing I realize is all through winter, I love to have salsa. So my next recipe is actually called a freezer salsa. So I've actually taken 2 pounds of field tomatoes. And what I've done is I've put a little X in the bottom. I've already started this one here. I've had boiling water going on, and I actually dropped the tomatoes in for about 2 minutes until the skin starts to peel. Then right away you're going to put it in cold water, and you're going to wait till you can, and you're just going to peel the skin off. And what you can do, everyone at home, is you can do this with your peaches, your plums, anything that has a skin on it. You're dropping it in boiling water for about a minute or two, or until the skin peels. So with each of these, I'm going to take the tomato, just to give you an idea, skins on the side. You're going to cut it in half, and then there are some seeds in the middle. You'll just scoop those out and then chop your tomatoes the way you want them for your salsa. I like mine a little chunkier, but what's great about this is you can put this in the freezer. So during those winter months when you want to have that fresh taste of tomatoes and salsa and everything that's going to be added, which I'm going to start right now, is I've actually taken 6 cloves of garlic and I've warmed them up. And I'm going to add in hot peppers, hot red peppers. When you're looking for your peppers, there's peppers from around the world, but we have some great Ontario ones, being these red peppers. We've got jalapenos. There's sometimes some yellow peppers. They grow right here close. And then what I'm going to do is add the red onions, now that that is softened, and just kind of cook this down for a little bit, mix it in. I've added this with a 1/4 cup of oil, so it's going to add a little bit of softness to it. I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons of lime juice in there, and then I'm going to add this in, give it a good mix. I'm going to serve what I want to immediately, and then the rest I'm going to put in the freezer. So you can put them in little jars, so when you do open it up, there might be, once you thaw it, a little bit of excess juice and liquid. Just drain that and you are ready to go. But it smells so delicious in here with all these flavors. Of course, add as much spice as you want to, and you are set to go. So this is going to feed us all winter long. You could double it as well. The last thing I'm loving is barbecuing peaches. I think it's fantastic. It's so easy. So this lovely recipe is peachy grilled rainbow trout, because rainbow trout, local and lovely. I've taken 4 peaches and I've just quartered them. The easiest way I find to quarter them is just cutting them on both sides to make the quarters, and you're going to pull them apart. And then what I've done, if you're using bamboo skewers, you're going to make sure you soak them so they don't flame up on the thing. And this is, I'm going to double skewer them so it's easy. What I've done already is I've taken red peppers and I've cut 1 red pepper into 16 slices. And I've also taken green onion, which is so nice on the grill as well. Of course, you don't need to double skewer it, but it is easier to flip them over. And then you're just going to layer these up. And you're going to turn your grill onto, you should probably put your skewers together, it's easier. You're going to turn your grill onto medium-high heat, or how you would cook it, medium-high heat. You're going to get the skewers ready. They'll only stay on for about 2 to 3 minutes. Skewer them the way you want, and then you can peel them off later. But the rainbow trout, I have the loveliest saute for them. So here, we got this here. I'm going to put that on later. Honestly, it takes 2 minutes until the peppers are a little bit cooked and soft, but the dressing for, or the marinade for the rainbow trout is delicious. I've already started off with a tablespoon of oil. I'm going to put in rice wine vinegar, 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of peach nectarine, which is a lovely thing that you can find in the grocery store. And then you're going to do 3 teaspoons of local honey. We're going to do one show completely on honey because it's amazing how many delicious honeys are out there. And with just about 30 seconds left, I'm going to add in garlic, 1 garlic and 1 tablespoon of ginger. And you're going to marinate your rainbow trout for about 20 minutes, get it on the grill at the same time, and you are going to have a lovely, delicious, peachy grilled sauté salad right there. Okay, thanks for everybody for joining in right now. Still ahead, we're taking a scenic drive to the Pontiac to discover one of the region's hidden gems.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Elizabeth Kyle. Explore the best of local food and community at farmers markets across Ottawa. Throughout the summer, neighborhood markets in areas such as Lansdowne, Parkdale, Westboro, and others bring together local farmers, bakers, and artisans, offering fresh produce, baked goods, handmade products, and much more. Each market has its own unique character, but all share a commitment to supporting local businesses and sustainable food. Visitors can enjoy live music, friendly vendors, and a relaxed outdoor atmosphere perfect for a weekend outing. Ottawa's farmers markets offer something fresh and exciting every week. Visit ottawafarmersmarket.ca to find a market near you. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Andrew Poirier. Be amazed by world-class street performers at the Ottawa International Busker Fest, taking over Spark Street from August 7th to 9th. Enjoy more than 100 free performances featuring acrobats, jugglers, magicians, comedians, musicians, and other talented entertainers from around the world. I heard there's going to be fire videos and contortionists as well. Shows take place daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Bring the whole family, explore downtown Ottawa, and please, don't forget to show your appreciation by tipping the performers. And wouldn't you believe it? Admission's free. For the complete schedule and performer lineup, visit ottawabuskerfestival.com or scan the QR code on the screen. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome back. Are you looking for your next great day trip? Well, just outside Ottawa, you will find fresh local cider and all the fresh fruit that I just showed you, a historic dance hall, live theater, farmers markets, and plenty of reasons to explore the beautiful Pontiac region. Joining us is Greg Graham, co-owner of Coronation Hall Cider Mills. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Well, thank you for taking the trip in. So how was the traffic?
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. You have got to tell people why it's worth every penny to make it to the Pontiac.
Oh, it's a beautiful region, and it's not very well known.
Yeah.
The vast majority of people are bilingual, so whether you speak French or English, you're always welcome. And we have great cider mills, of course, but
Yes.
we've got wineries and agritourism venues, beautiful nature, lovely little towns, and it's not really built up like a lot of other small communities tend to be. So it's still very much like the past.
Yeah, and it's also got so much to offer. So let's start with your place first, the Cider Mills.
Yes.
Okay, when did you open it up?
So we started the cider mill in 2008. I started the orchard in 2003 on a little farm that my wife and I bought back in Bristol.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's where I grew up, you know, and as I always say, as a kid, you grow up trying to escape the country, and then you move away from home and you spend the next 7-8 years trying desperately to come home if you possibly can.
Yeah.
Because you realize how great it was.
Yeah.
So we started the orchard, and then a few years later, we started the cider mill.
Okay, so judging by what you have on the table, you have a few things from the orchard already.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us what you've got.
Sure. Well, at the cider mill, we process all of our apples. We've got about 1,100 apple trees. So
really?
That's still a fairly small orchard. So we do about 10,000 kilos of apples a year we process.
Everyone at home is just saying that is small. Okay, that's crazy. Is it all one one type of apple?
No, we have 14 different varieties.
Varieties, that was the word I was looking
Some
for.
are better for making sweet cider, the juice like we have here.
Yeah.
Some are better for making the alcohol, the hard ciders, which we do. Some are great for baking, some are good for fresh eating, and some are just because I was able to grow them and I like them.
Okay, what are those? Are those like a blend of some?
Yes, we blend in almost everything, but
Yeah.
we've got Spartans and Cortlands and Macintosh and Liberty and Lobo and Paula Red and Gavestein and Harrelson and Summerland and Summer Red and Shamrock, and there's a whole bunch.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay, there's lots of them. Okay,
yes.
so what have you brought us today?
Well, I brought a few things from our cider mill,
Yeah.
right? We've been known for a lot of things. We do sweet apple cider. So if you, depending on where you grew up, when you hear cider, you think this stuff, right? The
Yeah.
pure pressed cider. You drink it cold in the summer, you warm it up in the winter, maybe with a bit of cinnamon. We've always made that, and that's always been popular. We have a little bake shop where we go through thousands of apple pies.
That is amazing.
Yeah, traditional apple pie or an apple crumble pie, and we do apple crisps and apple cookies, and every Saturday we do apple cider donuts
Okay,
outside,
good to
which
note.
are very popular.
Yes.
Another reason to come on Saturday.
Yes.
And of course, a lot of apples do go into the vats, and we make 3 kinds of hard cider as well, and we do preserves, some with apples, some without. And we sell apples, of course, in the fall.
Yeah, I love it. You must have so much fun and no time.
No time at all, no.
No time. But you do have time because you also have just more than just a cider mill. You are also putting on the last dance at the Coronation Hall. Tell us about that.
Sure, yes. Well, we're not just the cider mill, yes. Our name, Coronation Hall. Why are we called that? Because in the village of Bristol, where our cider mill is, the orchard's just north of the village, but there was an old historic dance hall. Because historically, in the first part of the 20th century, every little village and town would have a dance hall.
Yeah.
Bigger towns would have more than one. Most of them all closed down by about the 1960s and got abandoned, turned into other things. And this one was just sitting there. So we bought it, we brought it back to life, and we actually do dances there. And we do concerts. And one of the things we do, of course, we do weddings and parties, but community theater has been a big part of it because I'm very active in our local community theater group. And so this year, we wanted to do an original piece called Last Dance at Coronation Hall, and it's kind of a fictional reimagining of what it must have been like to have been there that last summer at that last dance before the dance hall closed down forever.
Oh my gosh, that is one reminiscent, and it's also nostalgic. So were there some interesting things you found when you were putting this together?
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, tons of people come in and tell us great stories, right? About how I met my husband here, I met my wife here, or they talk about getting into fights in the parking lot, or pulling scams and trying to get the police to turn the other way so they could get up to nonsense. And it's lovely because we hear all these wonderful stories that people will tell us. And usually, it's grandma and grandpa coming for a day trip with all their family. But when they were teenagers, they were little troublemakers and hellraisers usually.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be part of that history again and to keep it going again. So this is just one fun way to do it.
Super impressed. And when can we find that?
So the show, Last Dance at Coronation Hall, is playing August 14th, 15th, and 16th, and you can find it on our website and get more information there.
That is so good. So when you, we've got the dates up there for you, when you did come back and take over the farm and the apple and the mill, what have been your favorite moments since 2008?
Sure. Well, so like we started, right, in 2008 with my brothers, my parents jumped in, and we've had all sorts of, just growing and learning and expanding and developing new ciders and overcoming all those little challenges. As I always say, we're not rich, but we're still open. We're still surviving, which through 2 major floods of the Ottawa River, 3 seasons of COVID shutdown, getting over all of those was a big accomplishment. And it's just nice to see everybody come back and treat it like a community center now, like it used to be.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, talk about your ciders. What have you created?
Sure. Well, our hard ciders, we do 3 different kinds. We do Bristol Light Cider, and that's the first one.
Yeah.
It's an English Somerset style cider, very dry. It's about 6% alcohol, and it's a blend of apples. And you're more than welcome to have a taste if you'd like.
Sure, we've got a little bit of time. Yeah, we've got some time. Yeah.
All right. Well, I have some in a bottle here, so I'll just open that. Woo.
I love it.
All right.
Perfect. And when people are driving down the highway, what's the best way to get to your spot?
Sure. Well, we usually go take Highway 148 out of Elmer. So heading northwest out of Elmer, you take Alametiers, usually goes around the city in Elmer, Highway 148, and you continue on past Luskville, Queo, and then we're about halfway between Queo and Shawville.
Perfect.
You'll see the road, Bristol Road, and you just turn down there to Bristol Village, and that's where we are.
And can people spend some time, like sit down, picnic style?
Yeah, we've got a lovely patio, and when people come, they get free tastings if they want of the ciders.
Wow.
We usually have, if you come on Saturdays, you get a free apple cider donut.
I know, you said that twice now. I feel like you know that I'm a bit of a donut person. And then you could go to Shawville and get their donuts. Like, I feel like there's a donut run that we could be talking about.
We know how to make you happy.
Yes, exactly.
And we give tours of the cider mill. That's always free. And we give tours of the old dance hall. And we love when people come on their own in cars or they come with a bus, for seniors clubs and groups and homes. Some of our favorite visitors are those. But
anyways, my gosh, I'm going to give it a try. Thank you. I don't. Oh, this smells delicious. That is nice and light. So what would you say the best season at Coronation Hall is?
Oh, fall for sure, right? When the apples start coming, give us about 3 weeks and we'll have our first apples of 2026 ready. Yeah. Right now we're still pressing 2025 apples.
I know, but they look great.
Oh yeah, you can put them in longer term storage and that's what we do. But we'll have those apples, and it just increases. But especially fall, around Thanksgiving is our busiest time of the year, and it's a lovely time to come up. People like to come see the fresh fruit, see the leaves in the Pontiac and the rest of the Ottawa Valley, visit all the fun little destinations, and make a whole day of it.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much to see on the way up. And what are your hours?
So we're open 10 to 4. Tuesdays to Saturdays, and Sundays from 1 till 4.
Okay, so you do take one day to yourself.
One day to ourselves, yes.
Okay, that's good. And your whole family's still taking part?
Oh, yes, yeah. So I've got, my parents are retired, so it's lovely. We don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
No, but they have fun.
They didn't know that.
They're there all the time. And these are mostly Mom's recipes, the pies and the cookies and everything. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And my father's retired, and he's been there for a long time and thoroughly loves it. And my eldest brother just recently retired from teaching, so he's there in the orchard all the time. He loves working on the farm. And my other brother lives here in the city and works there. And I, of course, have a daytime job. I'm on holiday today, so I could come and chat with you.
Thank you.
But, of course, like a lot of farmers, you have to juggle a lot of different things to make a living at it.
Yeah, and are you having some fun coming up with new recipes, new ideas? Like, what are some of the things you've kind of evolved from?
Sure. Well, we've done all sorts of events, right? We started off with the theater, where we told some of the great, classic Pontiac ghost stories, because in the fall, Halloween, everybody comes to hear about our ghosts.
That is so great.
And then, having the theater, concert series. We don't do dances weekly like they did in the 1930s and 40s, but we do a couple a year, which is always fun.
They must be so highly attended.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. And because, of course, we're Coronation Hall, we were named that because we were the location where the community came to watch the film reel of the coronation of George VI in 1937. And so when Queen Elizabeth was crowned, that's where the community came to celebrate.
Yes.
So in 2023, of course, I think we had the largest coronation party for Charles III at our venue. So it's nice to have that kind of connection to our heritage.
I love it. Thank you so much for taking the day off and joining me on Ottawa in the Know. Everyone at home, that is how easy it is. Get in your car, Highway 148. You will not be disappointed, especially with the apple cider donut. Coming up, CAA shares simple tips to help you save money, stay safe, and make the most of the long weekend.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Elizabeth Kyle. The Ottawa Humane Society is a vital resource in our community, and they need your help. They're working hard on the construction of a brand new vet clinic in Vanier. With your generous support, the clinic will be able to provide subsidized veterinary services for low-income pet owners, wellness visits, sterilization, urgent care, dentistry, microchip services, and so much more. Scan the QR code on the screen or visit ottawahumane.ca to donate and help construct a clinic that will keep pets with their families and ensure that pets throughout Ottawa have access to the health care that they need. The project even has the endorsement and the paw approval of Prime Minister Mark Carney's cat, Nico. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Khadija Abdinor. Make the most of summer by visiting the Ceda's beautiful beaches along the Ottawa River and surrounding waterways. Popular spots like Britannia Beach, Westboro Beach, and Mooney's Bay Beach offer sandy shores, swimming areas, and picnic spaces, perfect for a family outing for a relaxing afternoon. Many beaches feature lifeguards on duty during peak hours and washroom facilities. So whether you're looking to cool off in the water, enjoy beach volleyball, or simply unwind in the sun, Ottawa's beaches provides a fun and refreshing escape right in the heart of the capital. For conditions and safety updates, visit ottawa.ca/beaches. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome back. Well, August long weekend is one of the busiest travel weekends of the summer. Whether you're hitting the highway or planning a staycation, a little preparation can help you save time, money, and stay safe. So we have to bring on our great friend Julie Findlay, Managing Director of Communications and Public Relations at CAA North and East Ontario, and one of my closest friends. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, always happy to be here.
And I always love that you have something to share that's super important to everybody. So long weekend, road trips, tell me all about it. What do we need to do?
I think there's a couple of things. You know, we're seeing people staying closer to home these days with the cost of travel and people not going down to the States. So we do have to put a little bit of thought into what we're going to be doing when we hit the road with our families, where we're going to be planning ahead. You know, if you're going camping, if you're just going away to Montreal for the weekend or Toronto.
Or to the Pontiac to have those apple cider donuts, which is on my list.
On mine too, yeah. So a couple of things. Obviously, make sure that you plan your trip out. So say you want to go to Toronto. Obviously, there's, you know, Canada's Wonderland, there's the zoo, there's all sorts of things, which, by the way, you know, CA members save by using your card to get a discount.
Thank you. I might actually go over that list a little later, so keep going.
Yeah, so, but if you plan ahead, you're less likely to overdrive if you're thinking about the cost of gas these days, which everybody is. So if you plan your trip out, you can plan ahead for your meals, your pit stops, fun little adventures for the kids along the way. My dad used to keep a log of how many miles we did on our trips across Canada. So these days you can use apps, all that sort of stuff to figure out, you know, how far your gas dollar is going. But before you even get into the car, make sure that you inflate your tires properly. And a lot of people don't think that, but you can save, you know, between 4 and 30% gas mileage. Like you can go a little bit further by having properly inflated tires. Make sure that all your fluids are topped up, that sort of thing. If you don't need to have like a Thule or whatever on the roof, that creates a lot of air drag. Maybe crack the windows instead of using the air conditioning, that sort of thing. And fill it midweek before you leave. Obviously, there's all sorts of discounts that you can get. Shell CA members save 3 cents a liter. And maybe take the chance to get the car washed before you go as well, right?
To be able to see, absolutely. I love those tips. And I am a proud member, CAA member. That's not why I brought her on, but I do think you should be too. There are so many great things that you have offered to make traveling easy. We're done with the road maps. That was like the biggest thing, and now you just make that super easy. So what are some of the great highlights that people can take advantage of this summer?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. One of the things that I love, I wrote a story for CA Magazine called Road Trip Games Gen X Loved and Your Kids Will Too. Right? It's a total trip to the past, but that kind of nostalgia stuff. And it's not just the 20 questions. So we have a lot of content on CA Magazine specifically for families doing road trips, number one. There are so many things that you could do. Like say, for example, you want to go to Montreal. La Ronde in the summer is the place to be, especially for families. Again, CA discount. But there are so many things going on. Like right now, the Amerigo Vespucci, the most beautiful sailing ship in the world, is in Montreal Harbor.
Really?
I am going on Monday, Jules, because I cannot wait to see. I think it's there. It's on a world tour. Right? So it's going down to Boston. It's going to be hitting some of the major ports. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It is a trip worth making for that on its own. So Montreal, obviously, Toronto, Prince Edward County. There's the Toronto Zoo. There's all sorts of shows that are happening. And honestly, you know, if you plan ahead, you can also book ahead with your if you need to rent a car. Hotels, all that sort of thing. Any of those CA member benefits are there for you as well. But just generally, there are so many places that you could just hit. If one of my favorites, go to Ottawa and check out all of the Big Joe Mufferaw statues.
Oh my!
Right?
It's actually quite amazing what Ontario, just close knit, although it's biggest province, but so much to see. Have you done that?
So I actually got one of our writers to do a story on, his Stomp Tom Connor's song.
Yeah.
Right? So we did a story on all of the places mentioned in that song, right? And wrote a little story about what you could look at along the way. So if you're just looking for like a little local road trip for 2 days, it's perfect for stuff like that, just to see what the Ottawa Valley has to offer even. It's fun.
It is so fun. I think that is what I really love, because you have just going to your website, there's so much that you can find and so many great tips. This weekend with the Ottawa Titans, they're in town. So you've got tell us about all the sport teams that you sort of support there.
So we sponsor a couple of, we sponsor the Atletico, the women's soccer, Rapid FC. We also sponsor the Ottawa Titans. And it's it's so much fun. They have so many games. It's 30% off for regular tickets. They're second. They're doing really, really well. They're crushing it on attendance.
Yeah.
We love working with them. They're one of the best teams in Ottawa, my hand to God. And it's such a great member benefit. Super accessible. And also on the 22nd of August, Bark in the Park. So you bring your dog to the ball game. Which is so much fun.
Yeah.
So there's all that sort of local stuff. Like I said, Atletico, they did so well last year, and the crowds have been fantastic to get out, and the energy, my goodness, it's just
so fun to be there.
It's so much fun to be there.
And you're always thinking, some people even at home watching the show, they're like, oh my gosh, that's on my bucket list. That's on my bucket list. And it doesn't matter rain or shine. I know we're kind of weather people, which will bring me back to things that you support roadside. But rain or shine, people will show up because they are dedicated. Our Ottawa Festival season has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I've seen you at a few shows, so that's fun. But when you are on the road, what are some roadside tips that if it is rain or if it is inclement weather, how can people be a bit better prepared?
So one of the things that's near and dear to our hearts at CAA is our Slow Down, Move Over campaign. Now, you say inclement weather, you're talking torrential rain, whatever. People get stuck on the side of the road, stuff happens, then it's not just the police or the emergency services, but our tow trucks or tow trucks in general are out there rescuing people on the side of the road. This past year, we lost 2 drivers at our Toronto club with somebody not slowing down and moving over. When they see that, and so you just are distracted for a second, and you can change somebody's life or their family's lives forever.
Yeah.
So we've just launched a campaign called Slow Down, Move Over, and it is really about being aware. We've got a ton of stuff on the website, all of the rules, the laws, and some really good tips on how to handle those situations.
Yeah, and I think what's important there too is we have so much traffic in our city as well, just being local. We have to be super gracious to new drivers, old drivers, any drivers for that matter, which is fantastic.
And, long weekend, traffic is going to be traffic, right? Traffic's going to be trafficking on the long weekend. So make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to get out of the city. The City of Ottawa has got a map showing where all the construction is, right?
Yes.
Your GPS will tell you where the construction is. Give yourself that extra bit of time so that you're not bumper to bumper, you're not losing your cool. You are planning ahead again, right? To make sure that you have the most pleasant, wonderful, wholesome trip that you can with your family.
Yes, because you don't want the memories of the kids in the car with all the words that their family says when they get frustrated. We want to use some of those games. What is your favorite road trip game?
Okay, we used to play a game called Bury Your Horses. Right?
Haven't played that, I don't think. Maybe?
I know.
Tell me. No, I can't imagine.
Yeah, so you're driving along, you see horses in a paddock, and you have to call out how many horses that you see, and it's a time speed game. right? Especially when you're going through, you know, Ontario. There's a ton of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try that one. I might just be the alphabet one, so maybe I'm simpler. So we'll swap our games. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us so many tips.
Oh, of course.
Everyone at home, do enjoy your long weekend with all of those things and all of the things you can get with CAA. Coming up, discover how BGC, the Boys and Girls Club, Ottawa, is creating unforgettable summers and how one special night can change a child's future.
Yeah.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Elizabeth Kyle. Experience the Rideau Canal like never before at the Lock and Paddle Community Event, taking place on Saturday, August 9th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Hartwell's Lock Station in Ottawa. This free, family-friendly event invites canoeists, kayakers, and paddleboarders to safely pass through a working canal lock while learning about one of Canada's most historic waterways. Parks Canada staff and volunteers will be on site to guide participants through the process and share insights about the canal's history and operation. Bring your own non-motorized watercraft and safety gear. For details and participation requirements, visit pc.gc.ca/Rideau Canal. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Andrew Poirier. Discover practical hands-on sustainability at the August Repair Cafe in Ottawa, happening on Saturday, August 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Nepean Sportsplex, 1701 Woodruff Avenue. This free community event invites residents to bring broken household items such as small appliances, clothing, electronics, and bikes for repair with the help of skilled volunteer fixers. Learn new repair skills, reduce waste, and help keep usable items out of the landfills while connecting with your community. No tickets required, and registration takes place on site on a first-come, first-served basis. For full details, visit ottawatoollibrary.com/events/repair-cafe or scan the QR code on the screen. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome back. Well, you know summer is all about making memories, and for thousands of Ottawa children, BGC Ottawa is creating opportunities to learn, play, and belong, and they've been doing it for over 100 years. Joining us is Leanne Mamo, Senior Manager of Special Events and Community Engagement at BGC Ottawa, with a look at an incredible summer and an incredible fundraising event this fall. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Julie. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I will remind everybody at home, BGC, Boys and Girls Club, we all know it, but just sometimes somebody forgets for a split second.
Yeah.
How is the summer going throughout the city?
Great. Our clubhouses are full. There's summer programming in full swing, which is always a special time for our members. It's, you know, a bit of a departure from the September to June programming that we have. So we have clubhouses full of kids. We offer day camps, activities from fishing programs to summer talent shows.
Yeah, I just want to go to the fishing program because I saw that. And where is that one? Is that at the Taggart?
So this one's actually out of the Tomlinson family.
Okay,
so it backs right on to Mooney's Bay and the canal there. So it's prime fishing spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and kids have really been enjoying it. It's something they don't typically get to do. So it's been a very popular one.
Yeah, and before I ask more about the camps, are there spots still left in August to sign up for?
Yeah, we always have spots for kids. You know, we'll make room and stop by any of our clubhouses.
Yeah. Okay, and so tell us a bit of a background for viewers who might not know what BGC offers to kids across the city.
Yeah, so we offer free programming for youth, children and youth between the ages of 6 to 18. So these are kids looking for programs. So our programs stem from, kind of 4 core pillars. It's education, it's creative arts, sports and leadership, as well as, healthy living, physical activities, things like that. So we offer free programs. Primarily, the hours are after school, so they're in neighborhoods where we want kids to be somewhere after school. Free programs, there's mandatory homework clubs, so it helps kids learn skills, provides them opportunities, and we offer a wide variety of programs, so they get to have their hands in a bunch of different activities. So yeah, it's a great place to be for kids. It's free. Help support them, gives them confidence, sense of belonging, that safe place, and that's our goal.
And they never leave.
Yes,
Which is a good thing, and it is fantastic for sure. Just before we talk about what it really costs to get these programs, you have Camp Smitty. How is camp going? I know we've had some great weather, and then we've had some crazy weather.
Yep, so Camp Smitty is near and dear to many people's hearts. Like the club, it's over 100 years old. So we have multi-generation families who either work at camp or have gone to camp, so it really is a special place for everyone. So it's in full swing right now. It sees over 400 kids each session. So there's also a day camp component. So it is located just outside of Eganville. So primarily it's kids from Ottawa who do the 10-day overnight camp, but there's also the opportunity for local kids to come in and enjoy those experiences too. So it's really a place where kids learn and grow in independently, but with supportive staff and adults. And there's, kids come in, they don't know how to swim. By the end of 10 days, they're swimming laps. So it really builds confidence, and all the fun traditional summer camp talent shows, arts and crafts, capture the flag, all those great things. And summer memories is something we want kids to enjoy, so we do provide financial assistance for kids who need it. So yeah, it's a great place, and it just creates those memories for life and builds skills, and that's why we love it.
Yeah, and everyone who's been to camp does remember that. Even if it's a one time, you will never forget overnight camp.
Yeah, I never hesitate when I'm asked to go out to camp, because it's somewhere we all want to be.
Absolutely. Okay, so you're offering so much to these kids. But this is not a government funded program at all. So how do you get all of the funding? Yeah,
so through the Ottawa community. It's 90% of our funding is community raised. So when we say we are community powered, we really truly are. So those are donors, those are businesses, people who sponsor our events, community foundations also. So we are truly grateful to the community who sees what we're doing and invest in that. And it's people think because we are offering kind of these services that we are funded by governments, but no, it's the community who's really stepped up and allowed us to keep doing what we're doing, and we're very appreciative of that.
Definitely. But you're always looking for more.
Always.
So this fall you have a lovely event that's coming up that everybody in the city knows about. It will sell out, so be sure to be listening to the details right now. Tell us what the Glamping Gala will be all about this year.
So it's happening on September 3rd, so it's the Thursday before the long weekend. So it's a great ending to summer as we enter fall. It's the perfect time to kind of unwind. It's a Thursday, so you can take Friday off and relax. But it really is outside of that traditional gala. So the theme this year is sunset on the Riviera. So it's kind of that French Mediterranean coastal chic vibes, kind of think beach clubs and spritzers. But it really is a great experience. Again, outside of that traditional gala, it's at what we call our Great Lawn behind the Tomlinson Clubhouse on Prince of Wales. So it's under the tent, it's under the stars. Great food and drink from some of Ottawa's top restaurants. We have
you have got great support. So who's joined you, a few of those chefs this year?
So we have Becta, Coconut Lagoon, Town, North and Navy, Gitan's, La Bottega.
Wow.
We have quite a few serving up signature dishes and some with that kind of French flair. We have the Thirsty Responder who's going to be there.
Oh, they're
creating,
great.
Yeah, signature cocktails. So it really, truly is a night to remember. So we're really looking forward to welcoming guests and celebrating the children and youth in our community and hopefully raising a bit of money along the way.
I'm sure you will. Do you still have spots for sponsorship for that?
Yes, there's a few remaining spots.
Okay.
There's not a lot. Again, our business community has really stepped up.
Yeah.
But there is spots, so it is a good way to guarantee some tickets if you're looking at coming.
Just doing that for you,
yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
So you can get tickets and of course other added benefits. But it's a great community business event. So it's a great opportunity to network. It's a good fit for companies looking to attend and have a fun night.
Yeah. So how long have you been with BGC?
I have been there a couple of years. So I was there for a couple of years in 2018-19. So it's been close to 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So out of 10, what would you give the Glamping Gala?
A 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
no,
it's
it really
good.
is. And I was part of the inaugural one back in 2019. And it was, the brainchild of Michelle Taggart and Steve Bechta. And, he's a hospitality genius. So, it was like, how can we do a gala that's different and fun and centered around food and drinks and a good time? And we've accomplished that.
Yeah, you definitely have.
Sold out every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so over the years, what would you say? I mean, so many kids have walked through that door and so many friendships have been made. What are some of your favorite memories?
I think there is so many, honestly. I think most recently, the most recent morning social breakfast we had, certain individuals talk, and one in particular about her being a newcomer to the country and just, not feeling there was as many opportunities, not knowing the language, being new in school, and just hearing her story about how the club, helped her and grew her, and what she's about to do, heading to university and stuff like that. So those are the stories. And again, gosh, there's so many.
Yeah.
We're really fortunate to have so many successes.
Yeah. If you could say to people at home their best way to engage with the BGC, what would you tell them?
Yeah, reach out to us. We work with a lot of businesses and companies and individuals and find ways that work for you, whether it's as simple as monthly donations to specific programming, that's where you want to focus your efforts. Volunteering, of course. We have a lot of groups who come in. Sponsorship, being a business leader at one of our events, like our breakfast coming up in May. So lots of opportunities.
So many. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for making a big difference in so many kids' lives. Everybody at home, you have an opportunity to do that. September 3rd, the Glamping Gala. It is phenomenal. You've got to go. Coming up, discover how kindness, nature, and lifelong learning are inspiring Ottawa's next generation.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Khadija Abdinor. Enjoy a free outdoor movie experience with Capital Pop-Up Cinema. Outdoor movie nights taking place across Ottawa on select dates between August 1st and August 15th. Catch fan favorite films including Guardians of the Galaxy, August 1st at Strathcona Park, The Princess Bride, August 8th at Hintonburg Park, and Back to the Future, August 15th at Westboro Beach. Screenings begin at sunset, approximately 8:45 to 9:15 p.m., so bring a blanket or lawn chair and arrive early for a good spot. These free community events are open to all ages. Visit capitalpopupcinema.com for full details. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome to Spotlight Ottawa on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Ramon DeFranco. Experience an unforgettable evening at Le Grand Feu du Casino Lac Mimi, beginning Wednesday, July 29th, and going on for 3 weeks at the Canadian Museum of History in Gatineau. This international acclaimed fireworks festival features spectacular pyrotechnic displays choreographed to music, along with food vendors, live entertainment, and family-friendly activities. This year features programs from Canada, France, Brazil, and China. Gather with friends and family to enjoy one of the National Capital Region's most anticipated summer traditions. For the full schedule, ticket information, and event details, visit food.qc.ca. To put your event in the spotlight and have it listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Welcome back. Very excited about my next guest. Imagine a place where learning inspires kindness, curiosity, and positive change. We're empowering young leaders through creating meaningful connections with nature and Indigenous teaching. Today's guest is helping shape the next generation of change makers. Welcome Lindsay Barr, founder of the School of Never Ending Learning. Welcome.
Thank you.
I threw in just the Indigenous because this is such an amazing initiative that's coming up.
Yeah.
But before we get there, you have dedicated your work to helping youth sort of become compassionate leaders and inspiring them to be lifelong learners. How did you begin that journey?
Yes, with my own children.
Yes.
Had my own children and chose to stay at home with them.
Yeah.
And then wanted to create community around me. You know, there was a lot of parents that were saying like, oh, our children's childhood is so different than our own, like in a sad way. And I'm like, but we can make it what we want. So I started with a book with 75 acts of kindness that kids can do in their community to get to know your neighbors and build that network, you know, and then as the children got older, kindness is still the foundation of everything.
Absolutely.
But I realized...
We actually need to revisit it a tiny bit. It kind of gets lost in many other words, so I'm so happy that you're bringing that up.
Kindness, at the foundation. But then as the kids... So when it started, it was like, offer to get your neighbor's mail when they go out of town. You know, bring in their garbage bins. Maybe they have a sick child at home. Like, it was that kind of idea.
And were you sort of doing it with the kids and having them get their opinions? Oh, nice. And then they bring their friends in and...
Yeah, so every act of kindness, the 75 acts have all been done, you know, by my family for someone else, from another family for us. Like, it just was very organic. Yeah. So I created this kind of workbook for kids. And then as kids got older, I realized they were really hungry to learn about real life issues and what was going on and how they can help kind of outside of the community now, right? You empower them to help within their community. So I started the Upstanders Academy, and it turned into an online experiential learning program where we have kids ages 12 to 16, we meet online, we tackle all kinds of topics, bring in guest speakers from around the world, and then do actions that that kids at their age can do to make things better. Yeah. So talk about homelessness, talk about food insecurity, talk about refugees, talk about environmental activism, a whole bunch of things.
So many things. Yeah. And at that level, you need to have the conversation and sort of almost create critical thinkers in a way, because they need to have their own opinion.
That's it.
But they need to be listening and they need to lead with kindness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have brought many things on this table. So this is sort of part of your programming as well?
Yeah. So then it kind of leaded into the School of Never Ending Learning, which is my newest part. And that was to create an intergenerational learning space. So World Changing Kids, you know, is kind of kids 10 and under, Upstanders, 12 to 16, The Bridge, and then School of Never Ending Learning. So within that, it's, like you said, lifelong learning for all ages. And through that, and my friendship with Elder Dumas, Albert Dumas, an Algonquin spiritual advisor and traditional teacher, he came up with this idea. He, you know, is 75. He's in the winter of his life, and he wanted to share his teachings in a way that would provide healing, especially for youth, but for all ages. Yeah. And so he recommended we apply for the Ottawa 200 grant. So we did, to do this series of workshops. So one of the main objectives is the healing, but another one is to teach people in Ottawa who the Algonquins are. Right? We say the land acknowledgement in a lot of our spaces that we're on the unceded, unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people, but do we know who those people are or what their teachings are? So we have this series of workshops, different locations across the city, where we screen a film that Albert has created about this is summer forest teachings. We watch the half-hour film, and then we have a discussion with Albert in the group, and then we do art.
Wow, and he is lovely to speak to. He is... has so much to offer, and he really is so kind. And what you're saying with that idea of it's for youth too, there's sort of that youth in all of us that exists, and I think that he is the perfect person to kind of reach that and remind you that it's there, and to be engaging, inspired, and still curious.
Yeah, curious is a good word for
Yeah,
it.
definitely. So have you had some great feedback from the, tell me about it.
Yeah, so we've already held 4 workshops. We have 2 more booked. So August 29th is at St. Andrew's Church, and September 12th is at Riverside United Church.
And is there room?
There's room, yep,
okay,
for
great.
both those. And we're still going to book 3 or 4 more. Because we have this grant, it's kind of, we're going to book them until we run out of money, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're trying to do a couple more into the fall, I think. And they each take their own identity almost. So the one at Riverside United Church, for example, when I was speaking with the minister about it, she said, well, we have a forest behind us, and I think it would be really great to go out and forage for our art supplies for that one. I was like, all right, let's do that. Yeah, so every workshop has a different art modality to it, which is what this is representing. And the other cool thing, at the end of all this, we're going to curate an exhibit with all of this artwork. We don't know where yet. We maybe the Saw Gallery, maybe. I don't know. We have
throw it out to the universe. We've got a few galleries. I'm sure they could be listening right now.
Exactly. If anyone's listening, yeah. So, and then that'll help continue the learning throughout the rest of the Ottawa 200th celebration, right? So that other people can come, and there'll be words from Albert's teachings up, and how the participants, you know, interpreted his teachings.
Yeah, so with some of this here, how have they interpreted some of his teachings?
Yeah, so this one I love, the glitter one, the never lose your glitter.
Okay.
One of Albert's teachings, one of his stories is about, you know, a fish in stagnant water, and that they lost their shine, and that, you know, he feels that as a grandfather and a great-grandfather for sure, if he has anything to do with it, his grandchildren and great-granddaughter will never lose their glitter. And then so that inspired someone to say, never lose your glitter.
That is so lovely.
Yeah.
And the rocks.
Yeah. So with the rocks, so we have 2 beautiful lead artists.
Yes.
Hold them up. Oh my goodness. And that was Ben, beautiful Ben, who's been to 2 workshops, a young man who has done a lot of beautiful art. So we have 2 lead artists, Sarah Stewart and Nancy Dean, who the workshops are split up between them. And Sarah's idea with the rocks is for the final curated exhibit to do a riverbed of the painted rocks displayed.
Oh, that's
so yeah, we have a whole, you know, a whole collection of these.
That is that is so nice. I love the team that you seem to be working with, because everybody has something super exciting to add to it, or really creative, and it's just, it takes a community.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, and I love that. And that's kind of one of the Indigenous teachings too, is that everyone's included, all ages. So just at our last workshop, we also brought in Bannock tacos. So Chris Ojic, who has Chelsea's Kitchen, and on Instagram it's Bannock Bites, he came in, and participants were able to pre-order their tacos, and then they came about half an hour early, and we served a meal together first.
I love food. Okay, you got to get more of that for sure.
Okay.
How do people get engaged and take part in one of these?
So through the School of Never Ending Learning is kind of where they're being advertised, on Facebook and on Instagram. It is up on the City of Ottawa website as well. I just saw your commercials for the Spotlight Rogers. I'm thinking I should put it up there.
You should, for sure.
But School of Never Ending Learning on Facebook and Instagram is kind of the best place.
That's great. Okay, and so you are... Oh my gosh, there's so much to ask you. What are you seeing this moving forward? So you've got this idea of having the gallery. What else are you thinking can be put in there?
So Albert, this is all kind of falling under a vision that Albert has called Pazaman, which means smudging fire circle.
Great.
And he wants more films, and he wants more episodes. So we are actually currently working on a spring forest teaching film. And we don't know what we're doing. We're just like figuring this out, but we have a film crew. We think we're going to do some crowdfunding for it, so stay tuned for that if you wanted to support the next episode. And he envisions all the seasons. Further teachings after that.
Yeah, it's getting everybody out there, being part of the community, getting people together. I love all of it. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, please take advantage of that. But thank you so much for joining me on Ottawa in the Know. I hope you have as much fun as I do, finding great guests, having great conversations. If you'd like to see yourself on Ottawa in the Know, please reach out to us. Have a lovely week, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.
Hey, I'm Dave, and I absolutely love to camp.
Why do we do this? Why do we go out here? With the bugs, the bears, skunks chasing you? poison ivy, ticks, you name it. Why do we do it? Because we love it. I love it.
I wanted to take my passion for filming and the outdoors and combine them, and that's why I'm here. Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know.
Hey everybody, my name is Cara and I'm here with my friends Shane and Monique, and we're getting ready for season 2 of the Fitness Passion on Rogers TV. Join us right here.
If you're looking for straightforward recipes that are surefire crowd pleasers and really delicious, I hope you'll tune in to Season 5 of my show, Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV. There's everything from mouth-watering salads to delicious make-ahead meals, lots of baking, even some pickles, and I'm sure there's something for everyone in this season's lineup. I'll offer some ideas to help make your time in the kitchen more effective and fun, and perhaps you'll even watch it with your whole family.